Well, everyone, it's been a minute since we talked about any iPads, and what's super crazy to me is that the iPad mini 5 is one of those super solid devices, and I'm actually still completely in love with this specific iPad. Now, I will say it may not be the best value per dollar right now. You may want to wait until the iPad mini 6 comes out because I feel like that's going to be right around the corner, but this iPad still has so much capability, and it's so funny how good of an iPad this is, even though visibly it looks pretty much the same thing as the first iPad mini that came out many years ago. Now the panel of this thing I think is still great, 7.9 inch panel, and it's pretty good. I don't want to say it's the best thing about it, but I like having Touch ID still. I think that's a really good thing about this iPad. And I do think for those of you who want a smaller iPad, this is a very good option. You essentially have, pretty much a very cheap iPad that's still fairly portable. And I think when you get an iPad like this, you want it to be like that. You don't want it to be super big. For those of you who like a smaller iPad, this is perfect. This is almost a perfect thing for you. Now, I will say the cameras on this thing aren't the best feature about it, but I will say for this small package, having the ability of taking both the front camera and back camera, video calls, different things like that, I think that's a pretty strong component of this iPad, and I do think it's more of a strong suit than maybe like a bad thing, because this isn't supposed to be like an iPad Pro. This is supposed to be, a small iPad in a good form factor with, decent performance. Now, the feeling in the hand is still premium. It still feels like a very premium iPad, and that's something I will continue to stay for the rest of my life. Now, the best thing about this iPad, there's two different things. The first thing being the software updates, the next thing being the performance. I'll go ahead and hit on the software updates. This thing is going to be lasting for a very long amount of time. It has the same chipset as something like an iPhone XR, so those things are still going to be supported for a very long time, considering the iPhone 6S is still supported. So this device has a long future ahead of it. It's not like tomorrow this thing is going to be outdated. That is not the case, and I definitely do think, you can pick this thing up today and still use this thing for years and years to come. So I think that in and of itself is another humongous strong suit of this specific iPad. Being able to buy this thing today and keeping it for a very long time is something that's extremely important. But on top of that, the performance of this iPad is still top tier. This iPad, you can really do anything you want to with it. It has that Apple A12 Bionic chip inside of it with 3 gigabytes of RAM. And like I mentioned, this is one of the strong suits of this specific iPad. Being able to pick this thing up in this specific form factor in this day and age, and being able to utilize all the features that you want with it is extremely important. And I definitely do think that is one of the best things about this device. I never really felt like it was extremely slow to me. It really did everything I did perfectly fine. And I think that is without a doubt one of the best things about this iPad for sure. So those are just a couple reasons why I still love the iPad mini 5 in 2021. If you guys have any other questions, or even if you guys want to pick one of these things up, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and help support the channel at the same time. If you guys have any other questions, let me know in the comment section as well. Hit the like button, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.